All right, so today we're going to break down how to trust God when life seems unfair. Make sure you share this video with somebody that you care about, one. And two, make sure you save this video for yourself for later. And if you want, you could go get some notes just so that you could ingrain this in your mind somehow, some way. And writing is probably one of the best way to ingrain things in your mind. So, yeah, we're going to break down exactly how to trust God when life seems unfair. And I'm going to go through a couple steps. So make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, okay? And this is from personal experience and from the Bible, uh, and a collection of those two things, my personal experience and the Bible. So let's learn today. So how to trust God when life seems unfair. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Paul. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Apostle Paul, but Paul has actually a good verse on this, and it's all about the idea and the concept of being this one thing, and that one thing is being content. If you can be content, you will be able to trust God a little bit more. You know why? Because being content is it's kind of like it's underneath being grateful, but it's not being grateful. But being content is okay. If things are high, I'm even keel. If things are low, I'm still even keel. So it doesn't sway you way too much. And one of the things that I discovered in life is that your emotions can really, really sway you in different directions. If you can be even keel, you'll probably take care of like 60 to 70% of all of your problems. If you can just stay even keel, it allow you to use your discernment. It allow you to see things for what they really are. It'll make you a better person in terms of making decisions. Just being even keel. That's it. So if you can be content and say, hey, listen, I'm fine right now, whether I do or whether I don't, you'll be okay. And I don't want you to confuse that with being lazy, because being lazy is just, okay, you see the opportunity, but for some reason or another, you just won't go in that direction. That's different. Or you're afraid of the outcome or something like that. That's totally different. I'm talking about just strictly being even keel. Whether you're high or whether you're low, whether times are good or whether times are bad, rather, you are okay. So first and foremost, you have to practice contentment. And that's all on you. Because when you really think about it, about all of this, a large percentage of all of the things that we want and all the things that we think that we need really come from our mindset and how we think. Like, how do we see life? How do we perceive life? Like, for example, like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, so that doesn't affect me. I'm not, those demons and those vices don't really affect me. You know what I mean? So it's all about how you feel and your environment, how you grow up. So that's the first thing I would say. Try to be content. Secondly, try to have faith. Now, faith is a word that's used a lot, but it's really, really is a strong word when you really think about it. And faith breeds about patience. A lot of people, well, even the Bible included, says, faith is without works is dead. But faith also has a side of it that's very, very patient. When you know something is going to happen, you planted the seed already. So now you're just waiting for it to happen. You're not worried about it. Faith also alleviates worry. Faith also helps you understand that this is going to happen, because that's the evidence of it happening already. It already manifested because I believe it. Um, and that's with everything, because faith is sort of like fear, you know. Fear and faith, they have the same emotions, but fear is just the negative, faith is the positive. So when you think something bad is going to happen, or you hear people say things like, oh, you don't want to do this because this might happen, that is faith, but in the negative, which is essentially fear. So you want to use your faith to your advantage. So you plant the seed, and that takes action. You have to take action to plant the seed, and after you plant the seed, you just wait for it to grow. That is the faith portion. So make sure you have faith if you're waiting for God to trust you, if you're waiting for God to move or do something in your life. And then I think finally, the last step that I would say, and the thing that I would say to you guys in terms of trusting God, we already talked about faith. We already talked about patience. We already talked about being content. We already talked about planting seed. Is educating yourself. Read your Bible. Educate yourself on God. Like, what is God? Who is He? Is He the same yesterday and today? And when you understand Him a little bit more, it's almost it's almost a given that you're gonna be able to you're gonna walk with him hand in hand. So, you know, basically, it's not like he's not like a genie, you know, because when you think of him like a genie, it kind of skews your perception of things, and you start to look at things like failures when they weren't failures. Um, it was just an opportunity for you to get closer to God. It was an opportunity for you to come out stronger on the other side. So those are the things that I would say to help you trust God in a difficult time. And remember, there's always somebody else worse off than you. There's always somebody else doing better than you. So that's why you should be content and walk your journey and walk your path. So hopefully this helps you guys. Comment down below if you have any difficulties in trusting God in any situation. And do yourself a favor. And once again, save this video for yourself and share this video with somebody else that you care about. Alright guys, take care and